Ladies and gentlemen, chickens and fish, welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 8 as we slide in for Day 2 of this wondrous wisdom show. It is going to be absolutely fabulous, and of course we're live from the Intel Esports Arena where memories are made and video games are played. Joined once again by SEO.
How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you feeling about today?
I'm just thinking, you forgot the mice.
I have let down the
opening
mice.
segment.
Yeah, I know. They'll come into the show a little bit later on.
Yeah, they'll get good representation.
Well, I think so, especially as our opening game will actually involve some mice, but we'll delve into that a little bit later on. First of all, why don't we jump into the results from yesterday and show people what exactly went on over on the A stream and on the B stream, Ben. Let's break this down a little bit and give them some more information on those games.
Yeah, so obviously the games we missed were those A stream matchups, and we missed a heck of a stomping, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Space Soldiers absolutely sent NiP to the graveyard. 16-6, 16-2. It wasn't a good start to the season there for NiP.
That's unprecedented as well. I mean, for Space Soldiers to pop off that big, huge.
Yeah, and then followed up by North, defeating Heroic in that Danish derby. Quite one-sided, really, if you think about it. 16-6, 16-10. And then Big versus North was a bit more of a tough matchup. Double overtime there in the first map. And then Big actually took that one in regulation after that. So technically Big did come out with 4 points there. Whereas North only got 2.
Because obviously that's the fact. Probably we'll bring this up a lot throughout the entire season.
But it has to be just constantly reminded about it.
Yeah. The fact that if you do go into overtime, you will get a point for yourself, obviously, for forcing it into overtime. The other team will only receive 2 points, even if they do win. But that is a big caveat, because that actually affects you quite heavily. So even though Big only do get the one game there, the overtime is actually a good point for them. So very interesting. Then the games we had on our stream here on the B stream, let's just refresh everyone's memories with those ones.
Yeah, so the big HellRaisers matchup we saw, a bit of a tale of two games for HellRaisers, wasn't it? The first game, they showed up really strong. Second, didn't really show up at all. No. It was 16-2 on Dusty. That's quite a thrashing. I did say the Big were quite good on Dusty, but I didn't expect it to be that one-sided. As well as that, we had Windigo against AGO. Again, we expected AGO to start off better, I suppose. There was a bit of an interesting scenario there where they had that best of 3 they were playing.
Which
they went
finished
into Mirage.
today
It did finish today, yeah. They did take that best of 3, so... You know, positive light there.
Swings and roundabouts for him, yeah. It's all worked out.
But Windigo, as we mentioned, the same thing happened to Big yesterday. Windigo did come out with that with 4 points out of the 6 possible, which fantastic for them considering they are a newly promoted team. And at the end of the day, we had Heroic against NIP. Heroic, they just lost 2-0 to North. They then come over and they beat NIP 2-0, which means NIP, they've played 4 games, lost every single one of them, not even going to overtime. They're bottom of the league right now.
It is not a good start at all for NIP, and we can show that reflected in the standings that we're going to be bringing up now, because they're all the way down at the bottom there, obviously struggling heavily. They've currently taken 4 losses, Ben. Nothing has gone their way, no points, and the round difference is not good at all.
Yeah, it's an average of 8 difference whenever they lose. So 16-8 or less is like the average right now. That's diabolical, really. Consider, you know, I suppose you are considering Space Soldiers did have a huge difference there. It was plus 24. But even the Heroic games we saw, they didn't really look like they wanted to be there, if I'm honest. They didn't look like they wanted to win or anything like that. It was just a bit disappointing, really. Because
obviously for NiP, the points we sort of brought up could be a little bit fatigue, travelling back. Obviously, it's online CS as well. They're very much a LAN team. They've played a lot of LAN CS for the past couple of weeks with the major. Then go straight to Istanbul. There's a lot of interesting potential that has made them play the way they have, but it's a bad start. And the fact is, going this far down already actually could try and tarnish their rep when we're going into those later stages, Ben. I mean, this could be a very hard run from now in this season of Pro League because of this start. Yeah, if you think about last season, I believe Space was finished 5th at the end of last season. Heroic were 8th. So that's 2 teams that were pushing for the final spots. And NIP today, they've got AGO at the end of the day as well. If they lose that matchup, they're probably potentially out of finals already. Unless they come up with some huge results against some of the even better sides, they're probably thinking we might be looking at a relegation battle here. Yeah, that is very true. NiP, they need to step it up in that last game, as Ben gave you a little bit of a sneak peek into. Let's break down the schedule and see what games we're going to be covering today on the secondary stream. To open it up, it will actually be HellRaisers versus mousesports. Yeah, so we saw HellRaisers yesterday, didn't we, against Big. That was first match of the day again. We saw, you know, as I mentioned, map 1, they looked really good, but map 2, they disappeared. I'd like to see them pull through further. Today we've got 4 games from them, technically. 4 different maps. Yeah. It is actually 4 fully different maps as well, no repeats there. So we're going to surely see their map pool, I suppose, as well. Like if they perform really well on all 4 maps,
They've got a strong showing there.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. And their second game, moving on, will be against North. That'll actually be much tougher.
Yeah.
North looking very good in terms of caliber recently, and they'll also be warm as well off the back of a game versus a Go in the meantime over on the A stream. And then our final game of the night, once again, Ninjas in Pyjamas facing off against a Go. And they really need to pick up a win there. If they don't, they will be struggling quite heavily.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, AGO, they've had a bit of a heavy past few days in terms of scheduling. A lot of games in lots of different leagues, like groups, all this qualifiers and everything.
Well, they had a load of games scheduled for today as well.
Yeah, they did. It was quite an interesting one. They've taken part in the Chicago qualifier. They've then got a different cup that they're playing later on today as well. It's a lot of games coming at them very fast.
Yeah.
But I suppose that means in their heads, they're thinking, competitive environment, we need to win every game that we're playing right now. There's barely any practice to be done. So it can work both ways, right? You can have some players who thrive in that environment, some players thinking, we need to be doing more on the server, we're not practiced enough, we're just playing lots of officials, losing them all. You know, what's happening? Whereas NIP, I mean, they just need to be doing better, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward. However, our first game of the day will be HellRaisers versus mousesports. This is the big one to kick it off. A best of two, as all the games will be. Obviously, two best of ones played out one after another. It's that veto process as well, where it's now sort of switched over and it is based off your preference. It's been a bit more interesting. Let's get into the maps that we're going to be seeing between these two sides, Ben.
Yeah, so first map Inferno, second map Mirage. So yesterday from HellRaisers we saw Dust 2 and Cash. So it's completely different to yesterday, and it means that they'll have played 6 maps of the possible 7 in their first 6 games. It's quite shocking, really.
Yeah,
that's a possibility, which makes me wonder how opposite is their map pool to normal teams. Like perhaps they're putting their preference as maps that a lot of teams do not like at all, and it means that we're getting all the map pool thrown in right there and then. So in terms of Inferno, though, these two teams have not matched up Inferno since Season 6 of the regular season. And that was back when HellRaisers had Fets, and Mouse always had Steaker back then. And that was actually a HellRaisers victory, 16-10. And surprisingly, the player to stand out was Dead Fox.
Oh.
So that's quite an interesting, you know, you think in recent weeks where he's had a lot of criticism in terms of performance, everybody's, you know, saying he's a bit of a support player, that gel, as you mentioned, like Moddy, that sort of thing. So to see him being top scorer in that game, on Inferno, I suppose he is an AWPer. So Inferno, AWPers tend to thrive. So hopefully we might see that from him today.
It'd be interesting, because obviously Dead Fox, it does seem like he's been sort of stuck in a little bit of limbo recently, and there is that whole debacle of what's really going on with him. Is he comfortable in the roles? Because, you know, it's been a lot of sort of vocal points coming out even from himself to sort of be like, look, this is sort of, I'm doing the best of a bad situation with what I can here. Yeah,
he literally said he plays the most despicable positions.
Yeah.
Which, you know, as much as your teammates will probably admit, you've got a bit of a unlucky position there. You're playing, you know, drop down cobble is what you'd normally say is quite a bad position. He's been put in these positions. He's, you know, it's not like they've just gone, you have to play there. Or else. He has a choice for the most part. But I suppose you take it on the chin, I guess, and hopefully just get better. I mean, you can be in a good position if you just work at it. So just hopefully you see some better performances from him, I guess, just to prove people wrong. Yeah, he would definitely need to step up going into this game. HellRaisers did look good yesterday versus Big. So let's have a look how the odds have shaped up before we delve into our opening series. Ooh, there you go, Ben. Yeah, I feel like those odds make sense, right? We didn't really delve into the mouse side of things. They have technically just won ESL 1 New York, right? And that was against Liquid, a very good side right now. So that's probably a part of it, right? And Inferno tends to be pretty even, like, playing field for most teams right now anyway. It's a pretty bog standard map, like everybody knows how to play Inferno. And in terms of on paper, you're probably thinking mousesports have the edge as well, even though there's been a lot of rumours about roster changes potentially, that sort of thing. Like Oscar, there was question marks there if he's getting replaced.
But I think, I mean, it got to that point right where there was the memes of people just going, hey, you're going to kick me? Well, I'm gonna win. Like, I'm just going to beat everyone.
It's a classic thing, isn't it?
And he stepped up massively. He had a really good performance at New York. I mean, the whole team looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was weird one. I mean, I remember looking at the stats going into that final. Liquid technically had 5 of the top 7 players. Yeah. So yet somehow mousesports, it just showed that maybe they were a bit more, you know, a balanced team, right? They had 1 player in the top 7. Otherwise, everybody else was just, you know, hovering around that 1 rating sort of area. And, you know, we were wondering, like, will Snacks finally show up? But instead, it was Chris J, funnily enough, that showed up with his AWP for that crazy ace. So, I mean, in terms of head-to-head, mousesports do have a massive edge. Like, they've won 12 of the 16 matchups, which phenomenal one-sided stat, if anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, Inferno is map for underdogs. So perhaps HellRaisers can, you know, pull it through.
Especially true. And I mean, the fact that you spoke about the Chris J ace there as well, we saw one of Issa's own essentially repeating what Chris J did. I mean, he even put out a tweet about it, basically tagging Chris, saying that, you know, I'm challenging you for the clip there, seeing what you can do. So now we're going to see them both facing off against each other. Could see a little bit of a feud with the AWP. Could be very interesting when we delve into the match. But I think Inferno is going to be a good one to kick it off. Obviously, we do have that AWP-centric capability to open it up. Two very big AWPers that fundamentally can prove a lot to the team. It's always exciting to watch mousesports, and HellRaisers, they're going to want to prove something here. They're definitely going to need to walk into this one and try and get a couple of points. Mousesports, though, I think they have to be favoured. Where would you go in this prediction?
I think I'll have to go with Mouse, but I can definitely see it being quite close, you know, within that 4 rounds sort of region. So possibly like a 16-12, that sort of thing, just because I think the pistol isn't as important as, say, a map like Nuke or like a Train or something. So even though you lose the pistol, you can build up, get a nice 8-7 half, 9-6, that sort of thing, and then keep it close. So I feel like Mouse will probably take it, but it could be quite a battle.
All right, very interesting. I think I am going to have to go with mousesports on this one as well, obviously just because the New York victory, and in terms of recent form, they're looking good. Individually, though, it depends, because obviously this is online. They would have only got home a little while ago. Obviously, jet lag could be an issue for them. Obviously, everyone's got to be traveling. It's a long-haul flight back from New York. Could potentially lead a little bit in favour of HellRaisers there. Yeah,
I mean, if we want to look at the previous matchup that they had, it was a month ago, funnily enough. They played at Stockholm, and it was 60-all. It was a 2-0 for Mouse. But one of the big performances was Sunny. He had 138 ADR on one of the maps.
Okay.
Which he's always been that player who he will shine quite well on occasion. He's not like a consistent top performer, but he'll have maps that are just absurd.
Where he can just pop off majorly.
For sure. I mean, and then in that matchup, though, they had an occasion where nobody from HellRaisers had over 60 ADR. It's quite bizarre.
It is quite bizarre indeed. But we are delving into the action now. Mousesports versus HellRaisers. We're going to be getting underway with this one.
This is aggressive.
As we dive straight in, Ben.
They were sending 4 players down mid just then, on the Mouse side. No kit has been bought from them either. Yeah, so already a 2v4 here. Angel and Bondic. Angel's kind of stuck in a hard place there, already taken down. And Bondic's last man alive, 1v4. The bomb is down, the CT's got control. It's a rough situation.
Yeah, not a great way to open up the game. And Mousesports definitely looking aggressive here. Bondic, just a matter of time till he goes down. Oscar will slay him. And that is the opening round for Mouse. That was actually very, very fast.
I think it was just based on the spawns. So they opted to have no kit at all. They took 4 armor, or all 5 armor. They sent 4 players down mid aggressively. They got to the bottom of mid without a real challenge. Got the first kill. That was the bomber. And it meant they were able to just completely control the round from there, essentially. Just win all the firefights. That was all that was needed. And already 1-0, hoping to set the pace here.
Well, going to be carrying this one on. The early aggression still seems to be coming out, Ben, as it looks like they've pushed straight down mid there.
Yeah, continuing. I suppose that's one way of controlling the tempo, right? You just set at the pace right here and then. And just try and do everything you can. I mean, Oscar taking so much damage for that little push there. But nicely traded, though. A lot of damage in exchange for that. So he stays alive with 7 HP, and Snacks does stay alive as well, 6 HP. In fact, he does actually drop crossing that smoke. Quite unfortunate, though. I'm just interested, because Chris J, we mentioned the MP5 purchases yesterday.
Yeah.
And Chris J's actually got the MP7.
So he's still sticking with it. Going for the vintage play.
Yeah, I think he was one of the players who did use MP7 quite often anyway.
Yeah, he was always known to bring it out.
It's been the players who do not use an MP7 normally, but they'll use the MP5 though. Like, it's always been that kind of thing, because MP7 is quite underutilized anyway, considering it's a pretty strong weapon. Like, armor pen-wise, it's up there.
For the price, it's very efficient.
So Chris J should get the spot there. I think he did see them.
Yeah, it looks like he would have on the jump face, so you can only imagine. It is a bit of a guessing game with no minimap, but that is being worked on. We'll have that fixed as soon as possible.
So you can see, they still have 2 smokes on this HellRaisers side. Obviously only 30 seconds, so the smoke comes in for coils there, smoke CT, flash comes in. Chris J's already got support from one of his teammates there at CT, but it's just a matter of time now. There is no flash to aid him here, it's just pure gunfights. Well,
Chris J with the MP7 shots to show where he likes the weapon, gets the first kill as Angel will be sent off to heaven. The bomb will go down as well. It is left now into a 3-on-2. Dead Fox going to fall back with that scavenged MP5 and see what he can get up to with it. See if he can run him up. Ben peeks out, but he loses his lips as Snacks will tackle him, and it is all on Woxic to save the day. Not an easy situation, and he can't muster it up. Goes down. Mousesports will get that second round as expected, and they do meet that first conversion. Lose 2 players, though.
Yeah, a full team ace, surprisingly, as well. So all the SMGs there did get the nice little bonus. HellRaisers do get that plant, which is a bit of a you know, it's a nice little bonus to have, I guess, if you do lose that second round you force in. It means your third round buy, or fourth round buy rather, will be pretty solid. It means if you do want an AWP, you can get it if needed. But actually, you see that they're going for an interesting buy here. So you saw an AK get dropped there, and I think there might be a Galil in play too. I think one of the players did, yeah, a Galil, UMP, and then 2 players, Dead Fox keeping his money, so it means he can get an AWP.
For the Galil buy now.
He's finally gone for a buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Angel dropped an AK, got given a Deagle in exchange. Issa, one of the star players of this lineup, has an AK to work with now.
Ooh.
And there we go.
Yeah, gets the first entry.
And Chris's only got CZ.
Ton of damage.
He thought there wouldn't be a buy.
And Chris is aggro here, Ben, but he's making it work. All of them are being pepper sprayed, though. Chris J's low, Snacks takes a big beating, but Chris still fights through. Frag after frag comes out, already found himself a hat trick, and he still looks to try and get more.
The fact he's been allowed to get all 3 of those kills without a trade even there, he's not, you know, he's 30 HP still. It's not exactly like 4 HP or anything for that.
It is wild he's gotten away with that.
It's crazy. I mean, 3 kills with a CZ alone means that this round is, you know, question marks right now. Issa did get those 2 kills with his AK. He got made use of that, but Chris J just negated it entirely. That was a really nice smoke that they just threw in there as well. Fully right to the bottom of the tunnel. But they kind of smoked the bomb itself, though. So I think they can grab that if they do want to get it. It's a very awkward situation here. With the bomb down. Because HellRaisers do have the firepower if they wanted to fight this situation. It's just... Okay, they have got that bomb. Chris J's peek. Ooh, that Molotov. And he gets the kill.
The fact he's been able to get 4 frags and only goes down because of the Molotov igniting him, that's absolute lunacy. And it all falls onto Bondic as well now, Ben. A 1v2. But CTs are split up.
Yeah, really well played by Ruffs to actually be on the site, I suppose.
Yeah.
Considering the situation. But that round, HellRaisers did catch them out with that buy. It's just a shame that apparently Chris J isn't incredible with the CZ, I suppose. That's one way of looking at it.
He is the Pistola king there.
And
he used to be the king of the scouts.
Yeah, that's
Now he's the king of the CZs.
It's just so bizarre. Because he went for that round thinking, oh, okay, they're probably not going to be buy. I can get a CZ here just to not have to spend money on the SMG. And they're following up even more aggression. Player peeking to second mid, Oscar there as well.
Wow. And it's just easy pickings as well. All the frags go their way. I mean, Chris J with a double. Oscar also finds 2 of his own, and that's onto the SMG, so it's even better. Angel's the only player that remains on the T side, and he's just forced to fall back with the Deagle. Shouldn't really get too much more, yeah. Ooh, did land the second tag, but Snack survives and finds an additional bit of money as well. So very good first couple of rounds from mousesports. All 4 of these rounds have been pretty damn good. They're building up a ton of money as well.
Yeah, it's been super aggressive is the thing, right? So as HellRaisers, you're going to be thinking, how often are they going to be pushing on actual buy rounds as well? You're going to be double thinking, do we have to pre-flash mid every round now? Do we have to do it like twice? You know, you're a bit on edge. And Oscar's actually keeping that MP5 as well. So that's an interesting one.
And the scary fact for Woxic, Ben, he didn't have the cash to avoid the armor, so the glass cannon orb, is it going to become an issue?
The thing is, he could have gone for a Kevlar, but he opted he felt he needed flash and smoke a bit more. And that's a really good flash. I mean, he's got the kill on the corner. Chris should be able to hold this quite a bit here. He's got 4 grenades if needed. But the HellRaisers side not actually chasing further after the kill. Being quite composed here, but Chris J, he's thinking of going further and aggressive.
Oh, he's tempted. It's the worrying point, the luck of the draw here. Luckily, his teammate has rotated over, so Oscar's there to support with the MP5. Oscar just goes straight in, talking about aggression. He finds the first kill and trades out to an M4 as he gets away. And that's going to put the fear into HellRaisers as well. You can see him slowing down quite heavily now. And the bomb has been left. They are going to have to fall back and grab that. They've got 50 seconds to play with here, Ben, and still no full commit onto a site.
I think the interesting is, we saw quite a lot on Cash. The HellRaisers would leave the bomb quite far back. But Cash is quite an easy map in terms of rotating. But on Inferno, you leave the bomb bottom of T stairs. You've got a good 15 seconds to grab that, essentially. And Sunny's being aggressive on Archer. Ooh, did he see a player there?
I think the fire might have blocked it a bit. I don't think he saw through.
It does depend on what kind of shader settings you use when it comes to the Molotov vision. But this peak could be quite big. That's oh, what?
Yeah, an unfortunate decision there from Sunny. Wanted to try and go for the nade, but they pushed out with the correct timing, and it's all on Rops. It relies quite heavily on this young gun.
10 seconds.
Oh, he does normally perform in this situation, but goes down as Bondic will brutally finish him off with a Kalashnikov. They've got the site, they've got the round. Surely this is going to be the save call from Chris and Oscar. No reason to lose both of those guns. you just call quits on this one. So HellRaisers going to get their first round on the board, and Woxic does look to try and get the exit frags.
Yeah, he's been holding it for quite a while. He's just thinking, if they do rotate via banana, I should be able to get the kill on one of them, if not both. But they're not moving right now. They're holding steady. I think Oscar's on top of first orange is looking towards that CT way. Chris J looking at banana. They've got a nice little system there. And HellRaisers, they don't really need to force this hunt, if I'm honest. Like, the money is actually pretty good on Mouse. If he does peek into this angle, I mean, if he does fall after peeking this angle, I suppose Chris J would be able to, whichever player was at banana with him could grab the gun.
Yeah.
But don't go for it. 4-1 now. And as I said, Mouse got plenty of money. So that buy doesn't really take a hit here, if anything. The question is, will Mouse go aggressive with the AWP? I mean, Bosca's actually bought an AWP himself now too. So it's something common we always see Oscar and Chris J. They both do pick up the AWP quite often. The same thing happens in HellRaisers quite often too. Woxic and Dead Fox tend to do it. And Oscar does go for the peek here, and Chris J's doing the same at banana as well, but he's been smoked out.
Ooh, Chris is so low from that.
There must have been 2 Molotovs in play there, because there was a smoke at the top.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the double tick, because he lost a lot of health rapidly.
Pretty unfortunate start, I suppose. But HellRaiser thinking back, so that T-side on Cash yesterday, it was very slow, wasn't it? It was quite methodical in terms of actually moving around. They took a lot of time doing their default. And from there, they would try and execute based on what picks they got. So the question is, how long will Mouse hold on to their grenades? Because right now on A site, they're playing so far back, they're not even considering battling mid. But banana seems to be the focal point right now. Angel leading the pack, essentially. And Woxic's taking a lot of damage by another Molotov as well. Both AWPers just treading on fire.
Chris J gets the opening frag as he's able to go for the pick and eliminate Angel. Got the Molotov down and the smoke wall to waste time. 45 seconds left on the clock here, Ben.
Yeah, and Sonny's tempting fate here, isn't he? He's thinking, I can go a bit more aggressive here. We've got that leeway, we've got a man up anyway. I can potentially be a bit more aggressive. If I get all the info on this side of the map, this round should be easy to call for. I think he'll have heard the sound cue there of Issa falling back too, which should really be Oscar rotating, but he doesn't seem to be going. There's 20 seconds left. It has to be a heavy hit onto one of the sites.
It's got to be right now, Ben. The Molotovs are going to come over. They're going to go for the fast push. Chris J with the initial frags. He takes down Woxic and the follow-up. Dead Fox just out in the open. Unable to do anything. Chris J, 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. They all go down. That is mousesports of another round. And HellRaisers, they just look lost there on that push. Very delayed and a little bit just unorthodox.
Where were the flashes?
They had flashes and they had Molotovs. And it looked like they set up to do the Molotovs to bounce over.
Yeah, they did the new box one, yeah.
But then they just kind of walked out one by one.
Or anything. I mean, as soon as Chris J gets that first kill on the AWPer, you got to be thinking everybody pushes in, gets on that further wall. But I don't know who it was grabbing the AWP and jumping around, gave him a second free kill. And it just meant it was easy pickings yet again.
Because I think it was the transfer. Dead Fox tried to then grab Woxic's AWP. Went down because of it. At that point, the last player was out, but it's an easy adjustment. I mean, if you all try and overwhelm, it's one AWPer. You can only really hit one of you if you're...
Like, there was a player on site with Chris J just then, but he just wasn't even needed. Like, you can say he had the backup, but Chris J was, what, 6 HP, I think, during that entire instance?
More than happy to just hold the angle.
Yeah, it was so poorly done, really, I guess, and now they're in such a horrible position. Look at the Bally, 2 AKs. You've got 3 smokes and a Molotov. Like, it's dire straits. They have to be going for just a dry pick here. Oscar's got an open arch side. He's been smoked off now. And mousesports should be able to control this round just because of how far back they're holding unless they get overwhelmed. There we go. So that top mid I mentioned, on A side, they haven't actually tried to play it at all so far this game. That's a really good Molotov. It's blocking a few of them in. Communication was so poor there. It's lucky for them though, that was a 1-for-1 trade. It does mean that they might have a chance here. Thankfully, Sunny and Rops both know what to do when it comes to this site. It looks like they're going to be challenged after quad and apartments.
Well,
nice little one-way.
The push starts to come in. Rops and Sunny need to defend this site, and they are going to be overwhelmed. Rops, he normally runs rampant with a rifle when he is needed to step up. Peeks out, gets the first. Beautiful headshot. Very well composed as he just, one by one, flicks around. All the frags are going his way. Nearly the headshot to finish it on Bondic, but he does remain alive for the meantime. He's got 8 seconds, though, Ben. There is not a chance for him to win the round, and Sunny will end that as he pulls the trigger and leaves him lifeless. That is another round for mousesports, and they're racking these up rapidly as well. This has been very fast-paced so far. The CT side lockdown coming through, and this should be another freebie, really. We're looking at a 7-1 scoreline before this game's even had a chance for HellRaisers to get into it.
Yeah, I suppose it all stemmed, really. If you think about that third round bally that HellRaisers did, imagine the different scenario there if Christian doesn't get those 3 CZ kills, right? HellRaisers will caught them out, maybe force the economic battle, essentially, to begin. But instead, we're looking at 7-1, as you mentioned. Dead Fox, the player who stood out the last time HellRaisers did win on Inferno against Mouse, 0-7 right now. It's not great. It is entirely possible, though, that in that instance he might not have been in the position he is now when it comes to roles. But T-side, if you're playing poorly, it's very easy to show that. Right? If you're not landing any shots, you're being the first person in, hoping for somebody else to trade you. It does show quite quickly. And mousesports have actually opted for just a single AWP now, as well. So I imagine that's just them thinking, well, they've seen Chris yet, Banana with his AWP. Chances are they'll think he's there again in future rounds. We might as well go double rifle, and then double play to fight when we can.
Oh, and it works out well to get the opening pick at least. Oxford still just going for everyone that comes towards him. Does go down eventually when Issa gets close with the Glock, but the trade's there from Sunny. Easy to do once you've got the AK, just spray your way through. Transfers the AWP back to Oscar. And they're happy. They're sitting very pretty into this matchup. I mean, nothing's really even tested them that much. It's been one round for HellRaisers, but the investment comes back through. They do have the AKs again. They've got a small amount of utility to play with. Woxic still not able to get armor, and no nades at all this time.
Yeah, it's surprising that he's willing to actually glass cannon AWP so often. It just feels like whenever you do opt to do that, that a grenade will come in. And that peek by Sunny was so wild, but he got the grenade in.
He was straight down mid there just to get the extra length on the nade.
And obviously, damage-wise, it was worth it. But you know, how many times does he get killed doing that in other games? It's so bizarre.
It's very bold. A lot of confidence to go for that one.
And Mouse, look how defensive they're playing. They know we don't have to risk anything. They're probably going to have poor grenades. We'll let them use all their grenades. If they try and take Banana, they'll use them all just getting to the top. If they go towards mid, they can use all of it getting to the brackets sort of area. Because right now they're AWPing in apartments, which means they've got full control here. Double playing it. So one player's actually in the corner on the left, watching that boiler side peek. Oscar has that angle we just saw. And Sunny playing quad side. So if there is anything towards the quad side, of that A side, they've got 3 players there. Like I mentioned though, the grenades. So HellRaisers got top mid, they got top of Banana, but look what they've got left. A smoke, 2 flashes, and 2 Molotovs. And look at the grenade difference on Mouse. So many Molotovs, so many flashes. It's a great situation for them to be in. Yeah,
they've starved themselves of utility and left mousesports very confident with the amount of nades they have left. First contact goes in favour of Oscar as he goes for the peek, shuts down Issa, and it slows the round down as well. Yeah, they've don't have long.
They've still got a smoke left on Oscar too. If Oscar were to smoke the mini pit side, Rops would be in a much better position here, but it's a headshot angle against AKs. It's rough.
Ooh, Oscar still finding frags. Rops able to pick up, gets the kill on Dead Fox, but he's realized the player above him, drops down, is slain, but they've got 5 seconds. That bomb going to go down. They already started planting. Yeah, they do get it down, and it's left into a 3-on-2, but Chris, he's aggressive, Ben. He's already in their faces. Fast round. Woxic trying to reposition with the AWP. Didn't want to be on site and leaves it all in the hands of Bondic. Can he shut them down? No, he cannot. Chris J. A further headshot comes through. That's a double kill for him in the round. And then 8th round picked up for mousesports. How many frags is Chris on at this point?
13, I think. 13, 14.
Because he's been really popping off. 13 kills.
I really liked that Molotov by Snacks there. That was the perfect default Molotov. And it forced Boxer. It meant he could not go towards that quad side and get a pick that way. And you could see he was trying to get that pick because he knew 2v3, we have to make a move somewhere. And we do see that pause come through, and I imagine, obviously this would be a HellRaisers pause, right? It's 8-1.
Yeah.
They need to talk about things as whether it's feelings or strats. Something needs to be talked about. But honestly, there's been so many holes in the way that they've been playing so far. It's not a simple, 30 seconds to talk about it. It's not enough, really, is it? Like, they've not had success going anywhere.
Yeah, any risk they've taken has been shut down, mostly by Chris J, who's been proven to be very hungry. 13 frags already found, and interestingly enough, Ben, did you know that despite their tiny bodies and even smaller stomachs, mice eat between 15 to 20 times a day because of their frequent eating habits. That's why they prefer to build their little nests inside houses, because they're closer to food. Obviously, Chris J, very hungry. 13 frags. So 2 more meals for him today, I guess.
Perhaps, maybe in this instance, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do we consider a different map a different life?
I'd assume so.
Yeah, 15 to 20 per map.
Yeah,
pretty solid average.
That's pretty average, isn't it?
Yeah,
20
it's probably
frags
about
a game.
average.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the smoke comes out on Arch. This is a bit of a half buy, but they're looking to do it some kind of strat. We saw this against Big on Dust 2. They would actually pause it and they'd go for an execute. So this is truly having a look at the playbook that they've got. And honestly, I don't see it going too well. I mean, Mouse so far have been really good with the utility.
Oh, Chris is hungry. Oh, the mousy man only gets 1. Not as hungry. He's a little bit full now, but luckily enough, Snacks is there, and he is always hungry for a bloodlust as he starts to just spray and pray. Snacks with a free K as everyone goes down. There is the final blow from Sunny. Another rapid round coming out as mousesports will get themselves to 9.
Yeah, so Snacks doubling his kill tally there. He's not had to do much this game. He was the other player on Banana this entire time.
Well, Chris has been having all the fun,
taking
isn't
all
he?
of them.
Yeah.
He's being that fat bully mouse, just taking all of the kills and all the food.
It's like,
this instance, at least.
Yeah, he's just the big mouse with a scarf. He's the
giant
ringleader.
mouse.
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say, is that going to be a run boost? It's an interesting. I mean, Chris J picking up the AWP again, and that flash is perfect. The Molotov is there. Oh, he lives!
3 HP.
Very fortunate to be alive, and HellRaisers, or Dead Fox specifically there, he won't know how close that actually was. But thankfully, though, Woxer gets a kill on the other side of the map on the different AWPer.
Dead Fox kills the plant pot.
Unfortunately, does not add to his kill tally for this game. He is 1 for 10 currently.
But it does give him a green finger.
Would it not be the opposite? Would he? Isn't that against normally green fingers when you're good with plants, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
You are quite that sort of trait. What is it when you kill the plants?
I don't know. You're an eco-activist.
Aren't you against it?
You're an anti-eco-activist.
Yeah.
You hate trees. God, I hate oxygen.
Oh, Snacks. He was trying to do the jump onto the wall, but unfortunately Woxic, quick as ever with that sensitivity, gets the flick and does kill him. So probably the first time we've seen HellRaisers have 2-man advantage here, but unfortunately it looks like they're faking into the site that has 2 players. If they were to go in here, they're using 1 player as bait. It looks like Angel making the calls there. Smoke and everything, then we're going to pull back. And Mouse, they did go for that full gamble. Unfortunately, it is the wrong call here, but I suppose if they are to save, they've got 8,000 each right now. They could potentially try and starve out HellRaisers in this round, like hold for exits, perhaps. Like, you know, try and fully make them lose as much money into this round after winning it.
I mean, they might as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the money, it's always on their side, right?
Yeah. And Chris J's left on 3 HP, so it's not that ideal. He can't really play aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see Sunny's position here. He's thinking, I'll hold out the apps exit. If Rops can get into the, you know, that sort of pit area like mid, he can hold the mid exit. Although with all the players on, you know, 100, they could save in pit if they wanted to. Bondic was ready for that.
Yeah, he was crisp as well. Rapid shot there from Bondic, because he will be able to punish Sunny. Rops rotates round to try and finish what his teammates started. And that chicken's just running into a wall.
Not a great idea, is it?
That's how HellRaisers feel right now.
Just running into walls.
Yeah.
The wall known as Chris J. All the players are in that T-house. Oh, he gets one of them. Dead Fox, unfortunately, put himself in a bit of a bad position there. I think he was stuck on the door as well.
Much like the chicken.
Much like the chicken. So 9-2, I guess if they were able to win another 2 rounds, they might break that money, but let's be real, if you win another 2 rounds, the loss bonus for Mouse will be building up as well. So it's not a good position. I mean, HellRaisers, they need to win out the next 4 rounds, and Bondic, he's got a P90.
It's a bold decision. What's he actually going to get up to with this? I want to see what Bondic's going to do into this round. He's second mid.
I mean, I liked Woxic trying to do something, you know, just something, try and get a kill somewhere. But it was a bit too wild, if I'm honest.
Well, they've given the AK over to Bondic as well. They've made him get rid of that. Ooh, Wither goes down to Rops. These frags have just come and through pretty damn rapidly. Bondic's there to try test his luck, though, Benny. He's going straight out towards balcony. Seems like the last 3 players might just group up, try to go for an A hit here as a last-ditch attempt.
They have forgotten the bomb, though.
Not ideal.
Do need that. If they get all 3 kills in this A-set, they would have to then go back. That might be some time wasted. Yeah, Dead Fox does finally have the AWP, so probably where he thrives usually on the CT side. He finally gets a chance on T side with it. He's going to be peeking into that side. They've missed the Molotov onto Arch as well. Normally that shoves that player off the corner. And unfortunately for Dead Fox, he did land the shot through the corner, but landing it through the corner isn't enough in this case.
And you can see it's a stalemate between both of them as well. Either of those AWPs don't want to go for the first contact, they're just holding.
Oscar doesn't need to, does he? It's 5v3. He can just hold where he is, let his teammates do the work. And Sunny and Rop's going to be challenged once more on this side. Should be easy pickings for them here.
Yeah, they've looked like a very effective unit in terms of defense, but Angel gets the first and makes it ever so slightly harder for them as he slides his way in, and Rop's panicked now, dubious where the next push is going to come from as he tries to push out and show what he could do, but he isn't going to unload today. He won't paint a pretty picture and put mousesports into a better light. It does leave them in a 3 versus 3. The Molotov transfers damage into Angel as he is going to start to heat up this round. But mousesports need to turn up the heat and bombard them right now. They're going to push through. Oscar with one. Response is there swiftly from Bondik. Angel as well with the AK. And a further frag comes through as Bondik bodies another man. Chris J goes down as he loses his head. That will be a 9th round for mousesports and now a 3rd round for HellRaisers as they're slowly starting to bring it back, but they're struggling, Ben. They're only getting these rounds thick and far between, and we're quite close to the end of the first half here. They're going to need to do something soon.
Yeah, that was essentially the Angel and Bondik show there. I mean, Angel got 3, Bondik got 2, and the post plant did work out for them there. But you got to be thinking, how different does that play out? If Sunny gets 1 kill, how much does that push just absolutely get broken? And again, Woxic, he's had a lot of success early in the round when it comes to these picks. It's just, last round was a bit of an anomaly, I suppose, and Sunny has a fantastic push. He doesn't even get traded there. He knows where the other player's gone to. And this is actually a really smart play. He's trying to play the movement game here. Little does Bondik know Sunny has stayed in that apartment. Question is, will Bondik overextend just to try and even the playing field here? Because if he does, I think Rops will be there to trade him. Oh, in fact, he doesn't. He thinks Rops ran away from quad just then, and I think Bondik thought that that was him running away. So Sunny, this should be a free kill here if he comes back out.
Oh, Sunny with the backstab, but he needs to be speedy about this. Goes for the face, he gets them, he lines them up, that's an easy kill, and the follow-up as the trigger discipline is displayed from Sunny, and he is going to slap them both up. That is another round picked up now. mousesports, they get themselves to 10, and they've done a damn good job on this CT half.
Yeah, it's been very fluid. I mean, they haven't had to do too much. I mean, they started off, the first 5 rounds, some unparalleled aggression down mid, down banana, all this stuff. And I met HellRaisers, they had to just calm it down a bit. They were just like, what are they going to do this round? We don't know.
Well, that's the thing. If we're talking about tempo from either side, I mean, in reality, considering how long Inferno games normally go on for, this has been pretty damn quick for like a first half. This has gone quite fast. So both sides have been very aggressive in forcing the issue early on.
And Rox again, he wins that battle at mid over Oscar. He's had so many opening picks on this T side when he's had that AWP in his hand. It does make you wonder, like, is it a case of them not doing anything when he gets that pick? Like, they calm it down so much, like, they wait so long, usually, that it just gets to, last 25 seconds, they have to push into a site. And right now it looks like it'll be Banana. They smoked off Arch side, but Banana control is coming in at the same time. But both players on B site, they know they don't need to use their grenades. Like, they've had no issues with Banana here. There's a minute left, they've got both Molotovs, both like smokes. The question is, what will happen on the biggest site though? Because Rops and Sunny, they've always played that site and pit combo. And the longer this round goes on, the worse I think it gets for them, because they'll get closed in. The rotate will be so far away that Christian might be thinking, if I boost snacks here and I make an aggressive play, I'll be able to clear it or something, or perhaps try and make a rotate. But instead, the Apps Burst is going to be coming in here.
There's the Apps Burst, they work their way through bash. Rops completely blind, struggling to get these shots off, but he goes for the reface. Nearly the follow-up kill as well, Ben, but now they do start to get overthrown. They're going to be toppled, and the site will be claimed as territory for HellRaisers, as it is all on Chris J and Snacks, and they don't fancy it. Going to fall back on this one.
Yeah, it's the 1 round loss bonus that'll be coming in, so Snacks needs to stay alive, because he can potentially drop an AWP here next round, because it will be last round of the half, regardless. And just as I mentioned though, that combo on A site, Rops and Sunny, they're normally playing pit and site. If they get pushed on in the last few seconds, the rotate's going to be about 20 seconds away, and they only got the 1 kill there. I mean, it was very easy for HellRaisers to take this round.
Ben, you see that chicken in the bottom left there, near Snacks?
Yep.
Interestingly enough, you might think that a chicken's memory isn't that great. However, chickens have the memory that can rival that of an elephant, Ben. They can remember up to 100 faces of their species. So if they see another chicken, they can remember that it's a different chicken up to 100 people. It's pretty damn good.
You can give the nod to about 100 different ones because you're like, I know you.
Yep. Hello. Seen you before around the farm. Seen you laying some eggs. There he is again.
Yeah, Snacks does control that one, I believe.
Oh, has he brought him with him?
I think he did just get him from Ruins, didn't he?
Hopefully. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Oh, no!
No!
Slaughtered.
Oh, that was Snacks' friend.
She was yours for 76 seconds, I believe.
That's
the
rough,
message on the screen.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. He won't be remembering faces anymore.
Not now. Won't remember a single thing, in fact. So this is the first time that mousesports have actually played that top banana sort of area. And it looks like they're just going to give up. They put that smoke in, and it does mean that HellRaisers will hold it for a second. They know they have to slow it down a bit, and that grenade, beautiful. 45 damage to Dead Fox. And look at that bomb, though. I mentioned HellRaisers, they do like leaving it all the way back. It's right at the bottom of second mid. Angels had to go back for it. But look at the A side, though. They've given up that mid control again. So that's Mouse's normal strategy right now. But because of that, HellRaisers think, well, we've made our presence known there. Let's now gather up, go to one of the sites. I think this is the wrong site to hit, though, in this instance. Because right now they've got so many grenades at the B site, too. Two mollies still.
You still at the double Molotov, you've got smoke, there's a flashbang. It's Chris J and Snacks, both with rifles.
Snacks is ready to fight right behind that.
Snacks goes down though. Early kill comes through for Angel. Chris J completely blind and so exposed, but somehow finding the kills as he'll be able to get 2 before he goes down. The nade will come sliding in and it misses. Only transfers like 2 damage there onto Issa.
Not a great situation, but it's only a 3v3 and there is still a kit allowed and a smoke and a Molotov as well. Sunny still has that. Although Sunny, he needs to get a rifle from somewhere because he still just has a deagle right now. It's a very rough position. Bondik's got a Molotov as well. That's going to stop them for quite a long time here. They're actually going to wait behind it. It's the last round of the half as well. They're going to have to go for this. It's going to be quick as well. Boost.
Ooh. It works well. I mean, Rops is able to get the first frag, but Woxic trades it. Rops is saving them in this entire matchup, but the damage is done from Woxic as he comes straight back through. That'll be another frag found for him, and they tie it up at a 10-5 half in favor of mousesports. So HellRaisers got a couple of rounds there towards the end. They bring it back into a manageable position. I mean, 10-5, it's not the worst score in the world.
Yeah, it was 8-1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of contrast from that scoreline, they've done pretty well there, right? 10-5. If they win the pistol here, even better. They could probably push it towards a 10-7 at the minimum. The question is, if they do lose that pistol, it might just spiral away from them very, very quickly. I'd be interested to know like what kind of system they might have here, because the pistols yesterday were pretty hit and miss, if I'm honest. I'm just kind of wondering if will Mouse do something crazily barbaric like they did last time, right? They just ran 4 players down mid, didn't they?
Yeah.
What will they do with Glocks, though, is the question. Because rushing banana is not exactly the same as rushing down mid as CT.
It's very true. It'll be interesting. I mean, there's been a lot of aggression from either side, really. HellRaisers played quite a fast T side. They were being quite aggro. Obviously, a lot of just early fakes there from them. Yeah. But mousesports, I mean, for what? The first 5 rounds, it was constant aggression.
Straight down mid, straight down banana.
Every time.
And the thing is, if you win those rounds when you do that, it does instill this fear in their minds, though, because they're thinking they might push down mid again, so I have to flash it. I can't jump out and try and get a closer position right at the start. And the one round Woxic tried to do that, he lost the battle when he was going at mid. Yeah. So, it kind of sells the tale that mousesports were able to control that early game, but then kind of lose sight of it a bit later on in that half. And Dead Fox gets the kit for that HellRaisers side there, 2 flashes. And there's quite a few grenades bought by mousesports here too. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, Molotov. Wonder what they'd be doing with that. The usual instance would be to Molotov the car at banana, but it doesn't look like he's going that side at all. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so we're going to go for the boost. And they're actually walking down as well. Ooh, that flash didn't get them, but they win anyway. Wow. Wow. Okay. The flash didn't actually reach, so I was quite surprised that happened. But Issa, he might be able to get the play in pit. Oh no. No, apparently not. Oh no. He's got some butter on his mouse. Angel's had a great round though, regardless. Yeah, Angel's looking crisp. 1v5 for Rops. I mean, it has to be something crazy here, right? Rops is a bit of a lunatic, but even then, this is a hard push at the best of times. To switch out and grab himself the Silence pistol.
Bit of Rops Bond coming through as the secret agent starts to fall away, but he will be terminated and falls down into the drain there.
So it's quite interesting to think that both CT pistols have been quite aggressive.
Yeah.
Obviously, Angel there this time, it was more down banana than it was down mid. But regardless, it was, you know, again, they took that bottom mid control, and that was probably the round done. And Mouse, are they going to buy into this? Does look like it. So
Yeah, they're forcing up.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Snacks going to buy? He's bought a HE grenade instead of actually using up all of his money. It's an interesting choice. I think Woxic is tempted. If he sees nobody there, he might actually just push into second. Especially with this Gresham at banana. So it does seem like the CT side, when they win that pistol, they seem very ready to just go hyper aggressive with it. Which is unusual because normally people play a bit too scared. Like they think, but what if we lose this round after winning the pistol? I don't want to have that on my conscience that I get picked or something. It's quite different.
It's actually a lot of silenced weapons in play right now as well.
Yeah.
Angel, he likes the silenced M4. You got the double MP5 as well coming out. A bit of a change from the norm, and Woxic, the timing could be interesting. Does go for the flashbang over to try and delay the push. Snacks gets tagged up early, but Dead Fox goes down. Luckily, Woxic is there to overpower him, as he will hit them hard with the MP5. Everyone's going to get slaughtered apart from Oscar, who is armed with a deagle. Almost to try to do something a little bit dirty. See if he can force some money out of him, but he isn't allowed to. Will be killed. Finished off by Bondic as he punishes him with the MP5, and that is the round going the way of HellRaisers, as we'd expect.
Sure, I mean, Woxic there thankfully was able to just get a lot of money from that MP5 purchase. Quite fortunate that he wasn't the player to get slumped. I mean, it was Dead Fox behind him that got shot when he was doing the peak. Dead Fox, is that him just keeping a P2K? Yeah, P2K and all the grenades. I suppose that is the true definition of a support. Just limit yourself to a single pistol, the starter pistol of all things.
And this over-aggression is getting red now as well.
Instantly too.
Wow.
What? Thing is, I don't mind playing aggressive on a CT side, but you need to have cohesion from your teammates. It needs to be, you need to be backed up. Not like what we're seeing right now. Like they've just got blocks on a single P250. Like this can't be a thing.
Angel struggling as well. Compared to that opening round, just gets mowed down there. The sheer force overwhelms him and he couldn't quite deal with it. Does go down. There's been a hat-trick of kills for Sunny into this round as well. 2 big openers. Now gets himself the M4 that he can scurry from the body of Angel. Looks for some more frags. Snacks will go down to Bondic, who's now on cleanup duty. But it looks like his time might be up and he will just fall back. Ooh. But he goes down. Rops will kill him with the P250. That's an extra weapon saved, and that's abysmal.
They invested $300 into that round, and they come away losing 2 players. Like I don't understand it at all. Like Dead Fox is in a horrible position now as well. He's got a Molotov purchased, Kevlar, CZ. Okay, so it's a CZ along with some rifles. I mean, it's not the worst buy in the world, but you got to be thinking that round they should never have lost it. Like, how do you put yourself in a position where Woxic is able to push down mid, get shot from, like, you know, the pits of air, and then he's able to get another kill from that? Like, it just shouldn't happen. Really poor from HellRaisers there. Looks like we're going to see an Aps burst as well. I think ESL would have heard them, right? There was a noise.
Surely.
There was some noise there.
Well, the flashbangs are coming over. This should give the game away a little bit. Give him an inkling into what's about to go down. He needs to be ready, but Rops! Oh, that was absolutely ridiculous. He has just slaughtered everyone. That was filth. As they take site control, the CTs might want to just call it quits already at this point. mousesports have site. They've got 4 players alive, and they're going to be in great positions after this. And they're still hunting for more. Angel, however, does overpower Sunny. Snacks goes down, and they've run the risk, Ben. They got far too confident and have now put themselves into this tight situation. A 2-on-3.
There's no kit. This one Molotov should be able to hold them back, because otherwise they have to run through it. And they're running through it now. It's too late. They've got to turn around. Yeah, the damage is already done. I mean, Angel's so low. You might transfer a tad bit on towards Oscar, but he's keen. He's running straight through his own teammate's molly. Goes back into it, looking for the frags. They won't expect this, surely. Doesn't spot the player going outside. And they will get both of the kills, but there is no time. That is going to be the round. A 12th for mousesports, and a messy one at that from either team. Yeah, I suppose overzealous would be the word to use for mousesports there. Like, they get those early kills, they then go hyper-aggressive going for those peaks. And then HellRaisers get baited into thinking, oh, we can probably get this. But that one Molotov held them back. And they do keep those guns alive, I guess is the one thing going for them. And they do force back into it again. So they've got 3 FAMAS and an M4. Again, not the worst buy in the world, but they're playing with fire here. They lose this round, it's a horrible eco for them. And you're already looking at potentially 14 rounds for mousesports in that case. It's been a very turbulent last 3 rounds, hasn't it?
I mean, lots of aggression and weird plays. Just everyone just sort of trying to fight fire with fire.
And this smoke, there was such a big gap on that. Question is, will mousesports actually Molotov out? Though it looks like it. Angel, rough position, he has to leak into it. Free kill, nobody there to really back him up either. So another instance of CT aggression from HellRaisers, with no cohesion or support from his teammates. And mousesports coming straight through that. They're lining up for them, but Bondic's got 2 of them. Okay, so not a bad trade there for HellRaisers, I suppose. I mean, they technically make it an even playing field, 3v3. Dead Fox rotating though, I'm not too sure why. East has got a big ask here on this bomb site. Oh, with Mouse going Arch though. Yeah, they're going Arch though. They might catch Dead Fox out.
This rotate is interesting. Everyone grouping back over. I mean, Dead Fox does arrive on the scene, goes through library, has the deagle. Is going to be a bookworm today, misses the first, and that causes panic as well. They know the angles, but Issa on the site kills Chris J. It's just left onto a 2 versus 2 as Dead Fox will go down. The bomb's in an awkward spot. It's a 1-on-1. Issa versus Rops. Rops, can he obliterate him with the AK? No. Issa makes himself famous with a FAMAS as he spams his way through and wins that round. But it's so down to the wire.
These are expensive rounds for either side whenever they win. Like, mousesports, because they lost all 5 players in the round they last won. They only get 1 really good AK buy. The rest of them are all a bit dodgy. Robsy's got a Kevlar AK and that's it. Oscar's just got Kevlar Deagle. It's not a great situation to be in. HellRaisers, they only had the 1 alive too, and they've still not got a fantastic buy. It just takes one of the teams to win about 3 rounds in a row for the economy to like stabilize. And look, unfortunately for HellRaisers though, if it is mousesports to do that, they would then be on match point. So the question is, can either team do it? HellRaisers right now are in the good position to do it. The question is, how patient are they when it comes to these players? Because they've been hyper-aggressive all game.
The best offense can be the best defense at times, but mousesports have had their number in a lot of these rounds, Ben. They group up, though. It seems like it could be a play towards that A site here in round 21. There's 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the clock as they get grouped up inside of apartments.
So it is Snacks and Rops at the end of apartments there. The flash should be coming from Sun in here. It didn't actually flash Dead Fox on site, so I'm surprised he's taken this battle. I mean, he's won one of the fights.
Got that first kill, drops the molly to try and block off their path as the ignition goes down, but he's caught. The unfortunate timing, tried to switch to the nade, gets slain by Snacks, and Angel rotates back around. The MP9 mayhem isn't going to happen today. He's left dead, lifeless on the ground, and things start to get awkward here for the CT side, but Woxic through the smoke is able to make a huge game changer. Still looks for more, but the overconfidence will bite him. And Bondic has to somehow blow him out of the water. The spam comes through, the MP5. Snacks is gone, and it's all on Chris J. It's a critical kill to find, and he does it. The rifling skills are displayed as Chris J splatters him like a moth, Ben. He's dead.
Like a moth?
Yeah, a moth in a bath.
In a bath.
He's trapped.
I suppose, yeah. And as I mentioned, that money, so fragile. HellRaisers, they have to force into it. They've got all 5 players were on about 2,200 or less.
It's 3 MP5s.
That's a lot of MP5s.
It is. That's an MP3 player.
MP5 3. MP5 X3.
MP5 times 3. Ooh, Chris J.
Did get the tag off though. But there's still 2 players playing Banana here. So if, Mouse being quite patient, they don't have, charge after that kill. Question is, what can these 2 players of Banana get done? I mean, it's Angel and Bondic. Arguably some of the more prolific players so far in this game for HellRaisers when it comes to impact. mousesports seem very heavily favoured towards Banana right now as well, so if they're unable to win this fight properly, it could go very sour. There it is, really. Like, that's...
Yeah.
They were forced into making a play. They're a man down, fine. They've done a lot of damage, in all fairness to them. But But I mean, you're expecting Dead Fox, who's not had a great game so far, to suddenly hold this bomb site on his own. But instead, it's going to be Issa.
Shoots his legs, but goes down. Ooh, Dead Fox with a response though. Dirty Deegan as he connects the shot with the 50 cal into the cranium of Oscar. Keeps on pushing along. But in reality, it's just a matter of time until this round goes through, really. That'll be a 14th picked up for mousesports. No real chance he can do anything. Could have looked for the exits, but doesn't really fancy it. We'll just fall back and play it safe on B. And this is where it starts to get dire now for HellRaisers as well, Ben. They do not have a lot of fight left in them going into these last few rounds. mousesports could set themselves up for the victory here on the first map now.
Yeah, it's one of the more clean rounds we've seen, surprisingly. Although the health point's not great on all those mouse players, other than Rops. The fact that they do live means they could build money for this next round. And HellRaisers, Dead Fox is forced into this save. I mean, he's slowly trying to go aggressive for an exit here, but I think Snacks is just... he's not going to let that happen.
No.
But he keeps his armor, he can drop a deagle to someone or drop the MP5 to someone. But HellRaisers, the money, in my mind, you eco, and then hope to get, that value next round. It won't be great, but it'll be, on a decent level at least. But as he said, the mousesports probably setting themselves up for the map here. They should be 15-8, unless something goes sourly wrong.
Chris J looking for that first contact towards Banana. Sonny takes a bit of an awkward hit, but Dead Fox tries his luck in Palace and can't get too much. He will fall in apartments, doesn't really get anything for his luck. Chris J finds a double kill, the entry onto B. And B's completely empty as well. So Rops can basically just have a field day playing around in apartments.
Ooh. Double dink, very, very quick there. I mean, he won't be able to get anything else done. He's got an MP5, so his best bet is he gets the drop on Snacks here in second mid. But chances are he won't really be able to get anything done. He's got an MP5, no armor. That was a very quick shot.
That was quite fast.
Yeah, 15-8 there. HellRaisers hoping to pick something up. I mean, you consider, it was 10-5 at the half. They won the pistol, converted that second round. And then since then, they've won a single round. One in, I think it's 7 rounds, 6 rounds.
It's not gone fantastic for them.
Yeah, it's just the fact that so many of these rounds were so... turbulent is the word I use just because it was so rocky. There was no clean rounds from either side until round 22 or something. It's a very weird situation.
Well, we jump now into round 24. This could be where the game actually ends, as mousesports only need one more to shut it down, and it's looking like this very well could be the one. They have a good buy going into it. It's the 4 AKs, the MP5 on Snacks, and they group up outside of B. This could be a war here, Ben.
For sure. I mean, the only blessing the HellRaisers players on that small site have is Angel has a Molotov still. And Bondic does have his smoke as well, if needed. So they can waste it, until about, 40 seconds on the clock with Bondic's smoke. After that, it's got to be pure firefights. And I'm not too sure if they win the firefight with an M4 and an MP9. So the smokes are coming in now. This is where it's got to be coming in. Angel has his Molotov ready. As soon as Bondic calls for it, he should be throwing it and then wide facing.
Well, here you go. As the action begins, Chris J will find the first, but he's traded out. Ignited by the Molotov as he'll be set ablaze. 4 on 4, the kill from behind from Angel, but it's still just constant trades, and he won't get the follow-up frag. Oscar obliterates him, and it is just a 3 on 2 now. They can plant the bomb, and they can play this one very comfortably. Oh, they lose Oscar. It's a big pick from Woxic, but the retake is still going to be incredibly stacked.
It's the 2 players you want in a 2v3, and it's now a 2v1. Sonny on his own. He's had some big rounds so far this game. Can he add another one to the book?
Is this going to be a Winland play from the Finn as he gets into a 1v2? Can he close out the game here and clutch it out? Molotov to try block off his path. Listens for them as they tap the bomb.
So bold by him.
And he goes back in. Ben read it well. Goes for the face, but Woxic. That was sickening. Very, very nice shot there. Finds the connection. Stops it. All he would have done as well is had to find that one frag on the bomb. That would have been it. There would have been no time. But it does get delayed. Forced back for another round potentially here before their win because they have so much money. They can instantly buy back into it. They're not out of the game yet, but they're not out of the woods either.
Yeah, I mean, it was fortunate that the two players in that 2v3, like I mentioned, it was Woxic and Isa, both incredibly talented players.
Big clutch players.
And they do pull it through. I mean, Sunny played such a bold play there. Like, he waited, even through the malls, he was like, they're going to fake it. I can waste this out. I'm very unlucky to do it. I mean, Angel, look how aggressive that is.
Oh, Angel didn't spot him.
I'm surprised I didn't see that smoke coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a 1-for-1 trade, but Sunny, I was going to say, he's very low. And Deadfox does get that kill with a grenade. So, I mean, it's a minor advantage. But when you consider how sparse the grenades are on that CT side, all the grenades are on that B side. There's nothing on A. But mousesports, they look very focused again, to focus on this small site. Like, it's quite peculiar, really. They must have identified that Woxic and Isa both play A site, right?
Yeah.
Because they're both sharpshooters when it comes to using their weapons.
They've had a lot more confidence in terms of taking the fights towards B and finding success. And to be fair, I mean, Dead Fox towards that B site, this has been one of the first frags we've seen him get in a while. I think he's only got about 5 frags right now. Yeah. So
I mean,
it's
he's got
been a
8
very
assists,
slow
so
game.
I guess he must have some quite a high amount of ADR. But, you know, it's not an ideal situation to be in. I mean, the self-confidence is something that plays a big factor in a lot of players. And this take looks like it'll be coming in. Look how many grenades Mouse have actually got, because they can potentially fake this take and then hold on another 10 seconds, then re-engage if they really wanted to.
Looks like they're going to just go straight in. The Molotovs into force people out of position.
Force Deadfox out.
This is nice. They've got the smokes as well and the
He's taking
flashbangs.
so much damage.
So low, Ben. 21 HP. They just have to wait for the Molotov to dissipate. They're flashing over. They're pushing in. They're keeping everyone back. And no one's rotated as well. They're still sitting on that A site, but the push comes through. Bondik with the first eliminates Oscar. They need to try and get that bomb down soon, but they still have to find the frag.
They need to find the kill.
Bondik, he just has to waste time. Snacks will kill him. The bomb will go down. They're left in the 2v2. The final rotate comes around from Woxic and Issa as they were trapped on that A site for so long. But can they retake it? They have much more health to play with, but there is no utility on either side. They're starved out. The kills come through. It's all on Issa, and he is done for. A double kill from Rops to close that one out, and mousesports will be your winners in the opening matchup there between HellRaisers. Map 1 is concluded, and they find themselves 3 points on Inferno.
Yeah, quite a... I'd probably say I would say one-sided, right? Because it was what 8-1 at one point. HellRaisers didn't really get a footing into the game until it was way too late in the first half, and even in the second one, it was just so scrappy. It wasn't like a clear, you know, we've got set plays, they're quite safe. It was all, we're just going to go hyper aggressive. If we get the kills, great. If we don't, we're falling to bits.
It was definitely an interesting one. Obviously, just mousesports looking like by far the stronger side for the majority of that game. Constant aggression, even from Angel when they switched it up.
Yeah, that seems to be his playstyle, doesn't it? On Cash, he's like that entry fragger as well. He was just running around. And he backs it up surprisingly with aim as well. Some IGLs you wouldn't think that they've got the aim to do it. But he was probably one of the better players when it comes to being so hyper-aggressive. He was at least backing up with a kill.
Yeah.
Whereas some instances they'd push, get in a position and then just fall with nothing. Right? It was one of the rounds that was shocking to me. It was what, round 18 was it? When they just had a piece 50 on Mouse. And somehow they won. It was just like, how's that happened?
And that's the thing, that over-aggression played right into their hands. They took all the firefights against pistols in close range, and it didn't work out well for them. You know, it was more awkward than my cow slick. You see it? Just stick it up.
Yeah.
Just one little bit.
That's quite...
It's quite predominant. I don't know how it's managed to do that. And I don't know how they managed to just get completely bodied there. I mean, mousesports, obviously, looking good. A very good form. There you go. You get good vision on that cow slick. Enjoy that one. That one's
phenomenal.
Free. It is good, right?
It doesn't look as bad when you're head on. Like,
no.
if you're face on there, it doesn't look as bad as it would just be a single bit. But when you turn it, it's a full flick
cow
out.
slick, yeah. Straight in there.
Yeah. It's quite bizarre.
It is good. I look like the little girl from Despicable Me. And this was a despicable game from mousesports. They do walk away with a full 3 points for this first one. However, there is still 3 more points up for grabs to see how it is going to be split, if they will trade it, or if it is going to be forced into an awkward situation, and HellRaisers will steal themselves some points in that second matchup. Ben, what are your thoughts on that one quickly before we go to a break to get back into that second map?
I suppose it was rather close to my prediction, I guess. I said like 16-12. I mean, if HellRaiser hadn't lost that 18th round, we were probably looking more like that scoreline. Yeah. So, I mean, mousesports, they're thinking, great start to the season. We want to build off that first regular season seed we had last season. HellRaiser's thinking, that wasn't a very good start. We need to start off stronger this time. And obviously there is another map to do it. So Mirage coming up next as well.
Mirage is coming up next, and that is where we're going to be traveling to after this. For the meantime, we'll leave you with these replays, and we will see you on Mirage.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.